6:31. Let's get the show started here tonight. Let's bring to order the Water Sewer Commission December 6th meeting. Call to order. Commissioners Public Forum. If anybody's here from the public that would like to speak, now would be the time. All right, hearing none. Moving on to warrants and abatements.
Okay, motion to approve the minutes from November 1st, 2023.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Sue, please.
Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye.
All right, motion to approve the warrants in the amount of $206,120.11.
I'll make a
I'll make a
motion to
motion.
approve such as written.
I'll
Can
second.
I get? No more discussion. Sue.
Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye. All right, moving on, scheduled appointments. Let's see, Vinny,
Oh,
MOR.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good, Vinny. How are you?
Good. We're gonna be covering the MOF for the month of October. During the month of October, the plant was staffed by myself, Grant Krisiak, and Amy Narcissus. We completed Veolia's inspections. Health and safety for the quarter. We did the life-saving rules number 6 and 7. We reviewed them. We signed some rosters and uploaded it to the Veolia file. We continued progress on the VNA University. That's where all of our trainings held, and we're almost done with it now. There was a lot of it this year, and it feels good to get close to the end. The monthly wellness goals was to have fun, so we did a crossword puzzle. I'm sure you guys would have enjoyed it. Compliance for the month, we had one real exceedance, but the other one was the same as our permit, so we also reported it. The exceedance was on ammonia. We reported a 1.75 milligrams per liter, and our limit was 1.4. The second was on phosphorus. Our limit is 0.11, and we reported a 0.11. Technically, it's not a violation, but it's just safer to report it now than to get caught later. So the DMR was completed and entered into the CDX on October 15th. Let's see, move down to operations and maintenance activities. Clarifier 1, the drain plugged up again, and we stopped the feed to it. We're in the process of pumping it out, and it takes about a week to 2 weeks to completely drain a clarifier because of the amount of solids it holds. So it's a slow process. We pump it for a little while and then we stop. Maybe the next day we'll pump a little more and just slowly make progress till we get to the bottom. So while we were doing that, we ended up having a high flow event. And during a high flow event, it pushes all the solids in the plant around. They ended up in clarifier number 2, and they started going over the top, which is referred to as blowing a blanket. So to remedy that situation, we turned clarifier number 1 back on to divert the flow to there. When we did that, it filled, and by the time it filled, we noticed that the drain had passed whatever was plugging it up. So we just kept it online, and it's been good ever since. This time of year, it was probably a mass of leaves with a couple of sticks in them, and we found that in past years. We met with the Powers Generator Service Company, and they offered us a package for the generator maintenance. It was more than the previous provider, and I don't know that the service was worth it. I just wanted to let you guys know we did meet with someone about generator service. They will be our on-call service provider without a fee, but we won't get priority without a contract. LaFleur Electric was at the plant to diagnose the big ventilation fans, and they found it had a bad VFD, and we ordered a replacement. We did RBC proficiency testing. Again, this kind of relates to that ammonia exceedance. If the RBCs aren't balanced, we might have an exceedance, so during the month, we knew we were having issues and we kept testing them and adjusting to get the RBCs all treating equally. And we did achieve it by the end of the month. The Comag Train 1 mag drum, there's a gear reducer that drives it. And we found that it had broke the main shaft. So we took that apart and we have a new gearbox on order. They take a while to come in. We brought a local plumber into the plant to give us a quote on a second bathroom for the upstairs offices. And he asked that we cambered the drains. We had the camera in done, was just waiting on him to return with a quote for adding that piping in. We also made some new sprayers for the EQ tanks. If we don't spray water into the EQ tanks, they get foamy on top and it kind of gives a false sense of how much is in there. And it's something that's always been done since I've worked here, so we just made some new ones so it worked a little better. The collection system activities for the month. On the 3rd and the 15th, we collected samples from both MTAs. I met with Langen Engineering about the Route 20 upgrade. We did the water meter reading for the town. We met with Slims to go over the check valve project at North Main Street. They ended up completing that project. It took them 2 days. They ran into some hiccups with it, sealing and stuff. During the project, we found we had a vacuum pump that really wasn't working good. It was kind of limping by. We had a spare one on the shelf, so we installed that. We inspected a grinder pump installation at 173 Sunset, and we're still waiting for them to call back so we can go do the final inspection. Hilltop Repair was on site to repair the main plant generator. And once they finished that repair, we also brought them over to North Main Street. And we had them do some repair work over there because that generator needed service as well. We worked with McClure Engineering, measuring manhole depths and sizes on the Main Street, Masonic Home Road, and Old Worcester Road intersection. We actually opened all of those manholes and they took all the depths and sizes of everything. Veolia continued the flow monitoring program through the month. We assisted them with replacing batteries and a little bit of traffic control while they were up here. We inspected a sewer tie-in at the property of 115 Worcester Road. All the weekly pump station rounds and tests were completed. We hauled 12 loads of sludge for the month of October, which is more than normal. And it seems to be pretty common this time of year for some reason. We're hauling more and more, and I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it's here and we need to get rid of it. The grinder pump calls for the month, we had 4 of them. 12 Morton Station Road, we just cleaned up the floats. 221 Sunset, again, cleaned the floats. We installed that redundant run that we figured out. And 132 Glen Echo, again, widen the redundant run. And then 6 Worcester Road, we had moved a float tree around. He had an old system, so we scheduled Ed Lafort to upgrade that system, and that's been completed. A few special notes for the month. We did interview a plant operator in October. He was scheduled to start and there was an issue with the screening process and he fell through. Since then, we have interviewed someone else. They accepted the position and they're still working on the onboarding position. If everything goes according to plan, he should be starting in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
I was,
I'm happy to hear that, Vinny. Thank you.
you're welcome. I was
Thanks,
notified
Dave.
that,
I don't know if you had anything to do with that, Dave, but thank you for for getting on that. It seems like we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I wish I could take credit, but it was all Vinny.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
so I was recently notified that the infrastructure fund, if we don't use it, there's a possibility another department could capitalize on that money. So I've spoke with Dave and we've come up with a few ideas on where we should best utilize those funds. And a few of the target areas are chemical storage. When we were doing the upgrade scenarios and engineering, chemical storage, it needs to happen. We're not in compliance with the tier 2 requirements, but we're not off by much. So there's a few options to get us in with compliance. I'm not asking for a vote tonight. I'm just highlighting them. One of them is there's a chemical storage locker that sells for about $70,000. And the second option would be is a Connex, spray foam insulate it, put heat in it with spill containment for the chemical. I've checked in with the fire department and I'm waiting for them to get back to me if that would meet their compliance. So before I even bring these to you guys to vote, I just kind of wanted to let you know what I was thinking of and working on. The next thing that needs to be addressed is the activated sludge handling system. Currently, we use gravity for half of it and pumps for another portion of it. And it should really be pumped to maintain consistent operation of this process. At night, our flows drop almost to nothing, but we're returning 140% of the plant's flow through the night. So by the time we come in the morning, the secondary clarifiers are half empty because there's no way of controlling the flow during the night. So I reached out to Wright Pierce Engineering Firm, and they came out, they took a look at the project, and they're going to give us a quote on what it'll take for them to design everything so we can take it as a project and have a local contractor do the piping, source the pumps ourselves, kind of just put the project together. If the board wanted, we could ask them to handle the project too, but I just wanted to get the ball rolling to see where we could get with this. So speaking with the engineer, he said their cost should be around $10,000, but that wasn't a firm price. So by the next meeting, I'll have real information and numbers on this stuff so you guys can vote on it. I just want to share my screen real quick and show you what that chemical storage is, so we can all see what I'm thinking of. So the one that's on the screen is the one that's $70,000. It's not quite that big. The totes on the second shelf there, the one we priced out for 70,000 would hold 4 of those totes. So,
Vinny, I'm just wondering, looking at this box, I know you talked about foaming one, putting the chemicals in it and putting in the containment system. Where's the containment system in this particular box?
it should be
Is it
built
usually like a
into-
tub?
Well, I can see under the drums, they have one there. I assume it's built into the floor though, because when they sell them, they're compliant.
Okay.
You know, they make them to store a certain chemical and they are in compliance. I mean, I could always ask that question if we choose to purchase one.
Sure. Okay.
I'd still like to get more information on just spray foam in a container and if we can put a spill containment in it. I only need to store 1 tote in a container. It's not like I need to store 6 of them. So I think we'll
The
be in a better
containment
position once I have all that information for you.
The containment's usually in the floor. You can't really see it in this drawing, but usually there's containment that's built into one of these things.
That's
Okay.
what I was thinking as well.
Okay. Thanks for the information, Vinny. Look forward to learning more about those 2 projects.
Yep, and that's all I have for the MOR. Anybody have any questions?
I do not.
All right, hearing none. Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny.
Moving
Thanks,
on
Vin.
to our 6:45 appointment, Sue.
The owners of parcel 17A3, they are here. They came to the office looking to discuss a betterment that was paid on that parcel 17A3 and is looking, he's requesting that betterment be transferred to a different property. So this property, from what I understand, having the conversation with him, was a giant lot that was, he paid a betterment. And then it was divided into multiple lots, and he's looking to transfer the betterment from that first lot to now one of the newly divided lots. Do I have that right, Mr. Bellerive?
Yeah,
Okay. If you want to take over.
okay. Yeah, this betterment was, that we've been paying on is on a 36-acre parcel. And off of Route 31, 53 City Depot Road. And that parcel extended all the way to parallel to Stevens Park Road. And what we did, we leased part of that lot to the solar people, which is off 31. And that's where the betterment has been paid, is on that parcel, which will never, that'll never be used because that's a contract there for like 35 years. So what we did is, because the 35 part of the 35 acres paralleled with Stevens Park Road, I had no frontage there, so I purchased a piece of property off of Stevens Park Road to connect to that part of 35 acres. And what we've done is taken 9 acres out of that 36 acres to make it a house lot. And so what my concern is, we've been paying a betterment for something we've never used and never will use on the front part of this 36 acres. And now that I'm going to be able to build a house on the backside of the 35 acres, I don't want to have to pay a second betterment.
So Skip, if I might,
Follow me.
if I might interject here, Russ Jennings, just so you know, me personally, I'd be more than in favor of voting to approve to swap the betterment with the street address, but you will not have the betterment on 31 any longer. It'll be applied to the Stevens Park Road, and that's where you would need to put the connection at your expense in.
Yes, that would be 87 Stevens Park Road.
Right. But you would now bear the cost of putting in the stub and everything else.
Yes, it would not be able to be used on City Depot Road.
Right. Without paying another betterment somewhere down the line.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of that. I don't know how the rest of the board feels on it.
Just as long as we can put something in there, Skip, I'm assuming that back land is more than 5 acres and you got more than 50 feet of frontage, so it'd be considered like a back buildable lot someday if they took those solar panels out of there.
Yes, and we just gone through that with the zoning board of appeals. And
So let's make
and the planning board.
Let's
Yeah.
make sure that if we move the betterment from that lot over to Stevens Park Road, that somewhere it's noted that betterment needs to be paid if anybody's ever to build on that lot 35 years from now or 40 years from now.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'd have to approach the town and pay another betterment.
Correct.
And I guess what Dave is saying, he just wants to make sure it's tracked properly,
Yeah, through the assessors or whoever.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's
Right.
tracked properly through whether it's the assessor's office or whoever needs to track that to make sure that betterment gets moved and the paperwork shows that the betterment there on Center Depot has not been paid now.
Well, and I'll make a motion that the Center Depot betterment gets applied to the Stevens Park Road frontage. And if in the future, at any point in time, a connection is sought on Center Depot, another betterment has to be paid.
Correct.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Sue?
Mr. Lamb,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Cantwell.
Aye. Thank you, Skip.
All set, Skip?
Okay, you all set?
Yeah, we're all set. Thank you,
We are.
Skip.
You are.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye
thank you.
now.
All right, moving on to new business. Approval of updated department job descriptions. I at our last meeting in November, gave a brief overview of what was kind of going on with the water superintendent position. I had some more meetings with Andrew Goulis, our town administrator, and there's 2 new job descriptions tonight that I feel should be approved. One is going to be for a new managing director position, and one is going to be for a consultant per diem.
I'll make a motion that we accept those as printed.
I'll second.
No more discussion. Sue, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Lamb,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye. Moving on, appointment of department managing director. Go ahead,
All
Russ.
right. I'll make a motion that we appoint Sue, the new managing director of the Water and Sewer Department, with a pay grade of R10, level 5, retroactive to September 18th, when she started doing the position.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please, Sue.
Mr. Lamb,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye. All right. Congratulations, Sue.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sue.
Moving
Thanks
on.
for stepping up.
Moving on, grinder pump supply order. Let's see here. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that Vinny and I had spoke earlier in the month. There were some items he needed to order. I think there was about $9,000 worth, Sue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and this company has a really long lead time, so you talked to Vinny, gave him the okay, and we got the order started, and it'll be a while before those parts come in. We just wanted to get a jump start because he needs those for when he gets grinder pump calls.
So nothing needs to be approved. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that we'd spoken about that. I had approved $9,000 for him to go get some of those parts.
Yeah, this is standard operating procedure. We do this every year.
Yeah, again, like I said, I just wanted to let you guys know to let you know where that was at.
Thank you.
Let's see, that's that. Old business, sewer line Route 20 update.
So at the last meeting, Vinny spoke about a sewer line repair that was done on Route 20. He spoke with Hardesty in Hanover, the company who managed the boring of the line, and during the conversation, the dig safe marks were questioned. Vinny at that meeting just discussed it and updated the commission, and it was requested that more research be done regarding the dig safe and bring it back for this meeting. Per the request of Hardesty in Hanover, on November 9th, Vinny, Russ Jennings, and Dave Cantwell had a conference call to recap all of the information. And at the time, 75% coverage of the invoice, along with the agreement or release, was discussed. So attached as part of your packet was the release that Hardesty in Hanover is requesting be signed in order for them to reimburse us.
So that's fantastic. They did agree, obviously, to the 75%. Vinny, I don't know if you're aware of that or not, and Russell.
Yep, good job, Vinny.
So I
Thank you,
think
guys.
we should get this signed. I'll sign it tomorrow and get it back. Do we need a motion for that, Sue?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion that we accept sign off on the Route 20 sewer line repair as printed.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please, Sue.
Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye. Any other business? Hearing none. Next meeting, Sue, January 10th?
Yeah, we discussed that with, the holiday being the week before. I think it would be kind of tight. Doing it
Yeah,
on
we
the
couldn't
first.
get it, couldn't get it posted, right?
Right, yeah, we wouldn't have enough time to get it posted, so, January 10th, okay with everyone?
Fine with me.
Sure.
Good with
Okay.
me.
Yep.
All right, how
Wonderful.
about a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second? Sue, roll
Second.
call vote.
Mr. McLam,
Aye.
Mr. Jennings,
Aye.
Mr. Cantwell.
Aye,
Okay,
thank you.
Right.
Thanks,
Have a
Vinny.
good
Thanks,
holiday,
Mr.
guys.
Connors, for
Have a
being
good
here.
night, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sue. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Sue.
thank you.
Congrats, Sue.
Bye.